Professor Banerjee, there's also a new report that's come in on the state of families in our country and development, the health of children, malnutrition, and there are some fairly startling revelations about stunting and malnutrition in some of the 10 major states in the country, that from the time of the last report to now, the situation hasn't improved at all. Isn't that an indicator that on some of the most basic indices we may be failing?
It's a terribly wrong. I think we had if you look at our malnutrition, it went down a lot, then was flat for a while, then it actually improved a lot for about 7-8 years. Now it's flat again. So it's not, I would say, it's worrying. It's something that I would have loved to see the opposite. Do I know this? Because I think all of these things require a sort of understanding. I mean, partly the incomes of the poor. I mean, incomes of the poor have not improved. We've been sort of, the NSS statistics have not been allowed to come out. But when we saw them briefly, the results were very clear that for the first time in many years, the earnings of the average person had gone down. The bottom half of the economy was doing worse, slightly worse, but there was incomes have not grown. So malnutrition is kind of scales with income a little bit. So, I think that we need to get growth back to the low income population. I think since 2016, the growth has been very slow and maybe slower than our numbers show, as Arvind Subramaniam has been arguing. And with that, and the NSS numbers kind of confirm that at least at the bottom of the income distribution, we don't see any growth in earnings. So I think we've had this problem for about 4 or 5 years. So it's all consistent. It's a pattern that we kind of wouldn't be surprised by. I think that's a sad fact, is that I think we need to, we already knew that we were in a growth slowdown, that the NSS was showing this, etc. This was discussed before COVID. COVID has clearly made things worse, but I think we were already in a major slump of, at least from the poverty point of view. We were not doing well in the last few years.